Hey, hello, you wonderful and free spirit. This is Anton Bennink with the Freedom Lifestyle Podcast. And as you might know, if you've seen the video from last Monday, we are in a week where I'm sharing some productivity ideas. How do we get more done in the same time in a more peaceful state of mind? Well, last Monday I dove into a little a little trick that you can use to determine your priorities and actually get more done. And today I would like to dive into a state called mental digiphrenia or nomophobia. And nomophobia is actually something that means being in fear of being out of reach of your mobile phone. And I know several people who are in fear of being out of reach of their mobile phone. And this constant connection to our mobile phone, where all these notifications come in from social media, email, messenger, text, phone calls, and so many other applications that bleep, beep, and vibrate all day, every day. And the fascinating thing is that when this happens, we are mentally, cognitively pulled out of that which we are doing at that time. So when we are working on a marketing project, or when we are working in a meeting or on a sales call and our phone vibrates, mentally we are pulled away. And there's something very interesting that to be able to get into that state of peak performance, and that state of peak performance is often called flow, or as athletes call it, being in the zone, where everything flows automatically and you're in that state where everything gets done in less time than you would ever have possibly imagined. This state of flow, we barely as human beings ever reach it anymore. And that is because it takes an average of 23 minutes and 15 seconds of focused attention on one single thing to get in that state of optimal peak performance or flow. And on average, we get a text or a bleep or a blink every minute or so, or every couple of minutes. So because of this, we never get in that state of peak performance anymore. We never reach that state of flow if we are cognitively pulled out of our concentration. So how do we eliminate this? Like in the beginning, it's gonna be like a digital detox. It's gonna be hard because it's become a paradigm where we are constantly in reach to anyone and everyone. So we are going to have to break free. First thing I suggest we do is that we eliminate or turn off all notifications from all applications on our phone. And I'd even want to go as far as to suggest that you'd have your phone on silent and do not disturb all day, every day. But maybe you're like, oh, but I've got to be reachable for my clients, or, well, maybe you do, but maybe also you could call back in a time frame that for you is most convenient, and you do all phone calls in a certain time frame so that you'll be in phone calling mode and you can actually get into the flow or state of peak performance doing the activity of placing phone calls. How could you set something like that up? Well, for example, I got a voicemail on my phone that states, sorry, I'm not available right now. I'm either in a meeting or under deadline, and you can reach me every day between 12 and 12:30, or I'll call you back after 4 p.m. And what this does is that I collect the messages that I get. And at the end of the day, I can call back everybody that I need to call back and do it in a batch. And that is my phone calling batch. And the rest of the day, I have time to do the work that I want to get done. The priorities that I've scheduled out the day before, as I've explained last Monday, which you can go back to in the former episode of the Freedom Lifestyle Show if you so want to. And by the way, if you're interested in more of this personal development training, personal discovery tricks, and just basically how to improve the name of the game called results, you can sign up for the Freedom Lifestyle Show, and I'll share with you everything that I know and everything that I learn along the way of my process, my personal process of personal discovery and development. But let's continue, because we are in a way of breaking free from the constant distractions that come from this device called our phone. Because let's be frank, that little device that we hold in our hand or that we have in our pocket all day, every day, has got more computing power than the Apollo spaceship that took us to the moon. It is absolutely mind-boggling, the amount of computer power that we hold in our hands nowadays. We are connected to the whole world. I can pick up my phone and have you, wherever you are in the world, on a video call in an instant. And that's just one thing. So to be able to break free from this, we have to learn to use these tools that are tools of massive distraction to our advantage, instead of letting ourselves be used by them or being as a puppet on the string of the little messages and things and notifications that come in through our phone. We must learn to be in control of the technology and not have the technology in control of us. And the more and more we are surrounded by this technology, the more and more important it becomes. Have a look at it. For example, I like to try sometimes when I have a dinner party or another, like having people come over at my house, to ask people to put their phone in a box, and then I put the box in the basement so that like we have a time without phones with our friends. Well, the first time I did this really was an issue, because but what if the babysitter calls, or what if this? No, I need my phone because maybe my work calls. People can't be without their phones anymore. Like, try it around you. So like from then on, if I wanted to do something like that, I let people know up front, and that there was a number that like was available for the babysitter, etc., so that we could have a fun night together without constantly being pulled out mentally, cognitively, emotionally by whatever funny cat video or what the babysitter's got to say about the baby. Unless it's really important, because then there's an emergency number. So to be able to test how difficult it is for people to be out of reach of their phones, you can try something like that. But you can also start to train yourself to be in control. And that is by, for example, giving yourself phone or screen-free zones in your house. For example, I don't have my phone in the bathroom. I don't have my phone in the bedroom. Those two rooms in the house right now for me are phone or screen-free zones. And you can also try something called disconnected days. Try, for example, 1 or 2 days out of the week to not use your connectedness, to just work on something that you can be productive in. Work on a specific project and just like have like an autoresponder in your email or in your voicemail that you're not available that day, that you'll get back to them a day later. And there's people who work in companies and they work only Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday. These kind of people also have responders about their working days, and they'll get back when they're back in the office. You can put something together like that for yourself as well. And you cannot just use this time for being superbly productive without being distracted, so like working in the zone, but you can also do this and take some time off with your family, with your friends, without being distracted all the time. And I truly want to inspire you to try this, because the sanity that you and the peace of mind that you get back for it is magical. I hope I've been able to leave some value with you today. If you have any other ideas, tips, tricks on raising productivity, please put them in the comments below. And by the way, if you're interested in finding and fulfilling your deepest desires, I've got a free life and business design template that you can download through the link antonbennink.com in the description below. Have a wonderful day, my friends. Live with love and live with passion. Namaste.